So today, I'm going to share with you 17 very important questions that you need to ask before joining a freight agent program. Okay. So most of you already know that if you're looking to join the industry, you're either looking to become a freight broker or a freight agent. Okay. But those are different, right? A freight broker is someone who's licensed by the FMCSA to broker loads and broker freight. A freight agent is someone that works under a licensed freight broker in a partnership and a rev share type relationship. So I'm going to share with you, kind of in a rapid fire format here, 17 questions to help you do the proper due diligence to make sure that you understand who you're partnering with so you can select the right freight broker partner for you. Okay. So here we go, guys. Number one, how long have you been a freight broker? This goes without saying. If someone just got their freight broker authority 30 days ago versus someone that just got their freight broker authority 3 or 5 or 10 years ago, there's probably going to be a big difference in the type of experience they have, the type of support they have, the type of product they have, the type of credit they have. A lot of things are going to get better with time as opposed to a true startup. Now, that doesn't mean you can't work with a startup, but I want you to go into this with your eyes wide open. So that's question number one. Question number two, what was your gross revenue in 2021 or last year, whenever you're listening to this? Okay. What was your gross revenue? This is also going to help to draw a picture for you as to the experience level that they have, not only in getting customers and serving customers and supporting customers and working with carriers, but also the financial resources and the financial management that they have in place. Number three, when did you hire your first freight agent? So this is kind of a telling question because there are going to be some brokers out there that have never hired an agent. You may be their first. There may be other brokers out there that have hundreds of agents. That may be equally as good or equally as bad, depending upon your personal circumstances or where you think you fit best. Okay. So understanding when they hired their first freight agent. Number four, how many active freight agents do you have today? What I mean by active is not how many agents are you talking to, not how many agents have you hired, but how many active freight agents do you have that you're in contract right now with that you're supporting? That again is going to be a telling number, right? If they're supporting 3 agents or 300 agents, it takes a very different type of company and a very different type of support and a very different type of commitment in order to support 300 versus 3. So again, these are just designed to help you understand and do the proper due diligence as you are vetting the right freight broker for you. Okay. Number 5, what is your broker credit rating on the DAT and on Truckstop? Now, as you may or may not know, a broker's credit is very important because it is going to help determine whether a carrier or a factoring company is going to accept your loads, right? If they're going to be willing to move your load. So if they have really bad credit or no credit, sometimes it can be a struggle. If they have very good credit, then it's just going to make your job that much easier and that much more profitable. Number 6, can you please explain to me your agent commission plan? All right. Talk to me a little bit about your agent commission plan. What percentage do you get paid? When do I get paid? How do I get paid? Those sorts of things. Please explain to me your agent commission plan, okay? Number 7, how much does your top freight agent earn in commission per month or per year? However you want to frame that. Explain to me the biggest success story that you've been able to help create as a freight agent. Again, if somebody is not making, at least 10,000 or more a month as a freight agent, that tells you that they're very new, that they're just getting started. If they've got agents that are making hundreds of thousands a year or hundreds of thousands a month, that obviously tells you that the machine is working. So it helps you to vet the right broker. Okay. Number 8, what freight broker software do you provide to freight agents? What type of software? What type of a TMS do you have? What type of load boards do you have? What type of support software do you have? What software do you provide agents to help them start and grow and build a successful business? Okay. All right. So that was number 8. But remember, stick around to the end of this training and I'm going to give you a cheat sheet where you can actually download all 17 of these questions. So you don't have to write all these down right now, but I'm going to give you a link where you can download it, but you got to stick around to the end, okay? Number 9, do you offer electronic load tracking? Do you have the ability to track loads digitally? Or am I going to have to call on every carrier? Am I going to have to search down and do all these check calls? Or are we able to ping these loads digitally through using technology and different services out there to track where the driver is, okay? Number 10, what fees are freight agents responsible for? This is an important one, right? What fees are freight agents responsible for? Are you going to charge me for the TMS software? Are you going to charge me for the load boards? Are you going to charge me for your support software? Are you going to charge me a processing fee for every commission check I get? What fees are freight agents responsible for? All right. Number 11, how and when do freight agents get paid on their loads? This is an important one. If I delivered a load today, and when will I get paid on that load? Is it after it's been invoiced? Is it after it's been delivered? Is it after it's been collected as an invoice? Those are very different things because, again, from the time you move a load to the time you get the shipper pays that load, it literally could be a month or two or more. And so that could really change your cash flow. So knowing when you're going to get paid on a delivered load is a very important question to ask. Okay. All right. Number 12, what is the chargeback policy if a shipper does not pay an invoice? So what a chargeback is if a shipper does not pay an invoice, what is the chargeback policy to the agent? This is assuming that the broker is advancing you commissions before the shipper pays the invoice. Please explain to me what your chargeback policy is. It'll be important for you to understand that because every broker is going to have some sort of a chargeback policy. If they advance you the money, it's only fair that they actually get that money back if they're not paid by the shipper itself. Okay. So number 13, what type of insurance do you have, including general liability, contingent cargo, errors and omissions, receivables insurance? What type of insurance do you have as a broker to help support your agents? Number 14, do you factor your invoices or do you process them internally with your own financial management tools and credit lines? Do you factor invoices? There is a difference, right? Factoring companies can provide an unlimited supply of capital to the right shippers and to the right brokers. Most brokers, if they're financing themselves, can struggle with cash flow because they're relying, as a new startup particularly, they're relying on the cash flow of those shippers coming in order to pay the carriers. And that can make for a sticky situation. So it's very important that you understand if they're factoring their invoices and if they're not, what type of resources and financial management system they have. Okay. Number 15, can you share with me the onboarding process for new freight agents? For every new freight agent that comes on board with your company, can you please explain to me the onboarding process? What could I expect as a new agent from an onboarding process? Number 16, can you share with me the onboarding process of a new shipper? Whenever an agent brings on a new shipper, what is that onboarding process, including the turnaround time? Very important. If it takes you 3 or 5 or 10 days to turn around a new customer, that's probably not going to work. But if you can turn it around in an hour or a day, that's probably something that's manageable. But you just need to know going in so that you set good expectations on both sides. And number 17, the last question is, what is the approval process for new motor carriers, including the turnaround time? What is the process to get a new carrier set up in the system, validated, vetted, and approved so that I can put them on a load and move freight for my customers? Okay. So those are the 17 questions. Now, if you guys want to download the cheat sheet, right, that I put together, here's all you got to do. Go to freightbrokerbootcamp.com/17 questions. The URL is on the screen right now. Again, freightbrokerbootcamp.com/17 questions. This is going to give you a free cheat sheet which is going to list all 17 of those questions, which is going to save you a ton of time not having to write them down. That's why I was able to go through them very quickly. The importance of these questions, I can't stress enough, because as a new agent, you are going to be it's very important that you ask good questions to make sure that you make an informed and educated decision as to who you choose to partner with, who you choose to work with as a freight broker. And I can tell you that not all freight brokers are created equal, and you need to find the one that's right for you. But please don't get intimidated, don't get overwhelmed. Asking these questions is going to not only save you a lot of time and money and aggravation, it's also going to make sure that, again, you select the right freight broker for you. So make sure you download that free cheat sheet at freightbrokerbootcamp.com/17 questions. If you are curious about becoming a freight broker or a freight agent and you need some help, you're trying to piece everything together online through Google and YouTube, but it's just not all coming together, go to freightbrokerbootcamp.com. Check it out. We've trained over 10,000 students, been in business over a decade, and we offer a 60-day, 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. Again, I can't make it much easier than that. I've done over $200 million myself as a freight broker. I've had tons of students that have went on to build 6- and 7-figure businesses. So check that out at freightbrokerbootcamp.com.